can't tell you how happy I am that Spear and I have been in a good place. We've been traveling for a while, but lately we've decided to settle on this beach. It's beautiful, the breeze is blowing all the time, there's always fresh air available, food is easy pickings, and he always seems to be so annoyed when I catch bigger fish. Every morning we go down and we just have fun swimming. There are times when I have to leave the beach to go back inland to get some fresh water. There is so much water here, and yet it tastes so horrible. It's like the worst trick ever. As I come back, I settle beside Spear and catch my fish once more, puffing out my chest to show that yes, I am still stronger than you. Don't you forget it. As we're there having a little competition, something strange starts rippling in the water. I can tell that I feel it first, and then suddenly a creature erupts from out of the water. I see Spear jump back in surprise. I myself almost choked on my food. Before we can process what's going on, whether this creature is prey or predator, a larger creature follows after it. Too bad for us, we were stuck in the middle of all of this. Needless to say, I'm very annoyed. Of all the places on the shore, why is it that these two stupid creatures chose to do all of that right where we're having our peaceful getaway? It is so annoying. Can't we just have a rest for one moment? For one moment without someone bringing their drama right to our nesting site. At this point, I'm ready to kill both of them. I roar at the large creature under the water, and I think I might have miscalculated exactly how large this creature is. But I don't let that daunt me. After all, it's just a stupid water fish creature. I scream at it saying, "Do you know that I hunt your kind? I am the lord of hunting when it comes to water critters. And you are nothing more than a glorified piece of meat that I want to kill. As far as I'm considered, water is soup. And anything that comes out of it is the stuff that makes it taste seasoned. You are just food. So if you really want to have this battle, I am very much here to oblige." The creature is also slow for being in water. As I'm fighting it, something horrific happens. I kick at its torso, and the stupid creature holds me below the water. It also is smart enough and has enough experience to hold on to my jaws so I can't get a bite. I furiously use my back legs to kick it, and in this moment, I feel like I'm going to drown. It can't end like this. It cannot end like this. We were just having fun, and for this creature to come out of nowhere, not even have been hunting me in the first place, and for me to die embarrassingly like this, it's just unbelievable. I still have air in my lungs, and I am more angry than afraid at this point. I furiously kick at it once more, but the creature's stronger than it looks. I'm able to tear my mouth from out of its very powerful and sharp-bladed jaw. I quickly take a breath, and as it moves in to attack me again, Spear quickly uses his long tooth and puts an end to it. I mean, I could have done that. Then he takes off into the foliage, which is very concerning behavior. Clearly, whatever he's chasing after is a threat. And once I see that he has it cornered, I charge at it and let it know his boss. I know that we're prepared to tear it apart. You ruined our breakfast. And now you're gonna make up for that, because now you're gonna become our breakfast. I wonder in this moment why Spear isn't roaring with me. He just stands there, as though he's no longer interested in eating. Maybe he's not, but I certainly am, and I'm in a pissed off mood. The thing quickly runs and we take off after it. This is what I'm talking about. We have it cornered. I puff out my chest and hold my head high above it. I can tell it's afraid, and for some reason, this makes me feel quite proud of myself. Yes, be afraid. You deserve to be afraid. I want your blood to be inundated with butt-clenching fear before I tear you limb from limb. Any time now, Furhead, I say to Spear as he just sits there and waits. I am so confused because he obviously is not interested in attacking this thing. I don't know why. And then it dawns on me. I look at him and then I look at it. What am I missing about this picture? This creature looks a bit like Furhead, but it can't be a Furhead because, well, there's no fur on its head. It just looks strange. I can't understand it. Then it dawns on me. I understand. I've hunted bucket mouths before, and now I've come upon a nest of bucket mouths and seen its babies. They were completely bald and naked, and they needed their mothers to feed them and keep them warm. Although this thing seems taller than Spear, it clearly is the baby of his species, which would explain why it doesn't yet have its feathers or its fur. Maybe it lost its mother. But why is it so large? And what are those two lumps hanging on the front of its body? There's so many things I don't understand about this, but what I do understand is Spear now wants to take care of this offspring that belongs to someone else, and I guess I'm along for the ride. This is not how I wanted my morning to go. The baby has become part of our family, but it's very confusing, and as I observe its behavior, I notice something. It's a baby, but it acts like a parent, gathering food and making the most delicious things I have ever tasted. It puts food over the fire. I've seen Spear do this too, So clear it has enough experience. Maybe it's a different species. When I smell the music that comes from the food that the baby thing has prepared, I feel as though my soul has left my body. I have now become used to the fact that the baby thing is now part of our family. I make more observations. This thing is either older than Spear, which probably explains why it lost its fur off its head, or it's a completely different species, or it's a highly advanced baby. What's clear is that it's now part of our pack. It's very annoying, at first anyway. But the baby thing, I don't even know what to call it, soon falls into the cadence of our lifestyle. It actually helps us and pulls its weight rather than us taking care of it. I'm convinced it's an old creature. Speary is very soft around it. I've been reading his body language. I've seen that behavior before in my own kind, but they only do it with babies and females. Wait a minute, could this thing be a female? I can't tell. With it not having fur and looking all shriveled up, it feels like an offspring, but yet it could be old. But yet it is taller than Spear. I just don't understand. I can tell that the thing and Spear are getting close. Spear always has a good heart. He bonded with me, and I didn't mind him bonding with this thing either. Clearly it needed protecting. But throughout the days, the thing would climb up to trees and get these beautiful succulent fruits that I liked. Spear never bothered sometimes because he just didn't want to. But this thing seemed to go out of its way to try and make me happy. And I like that. Sometimes it would touch me, and before I snapped at it and I realized that it was our new friend, I have to get used to there being a third one of us, it would show me things that I probably never observed before, like little creatures bathing in the fresh water, or the coolness of the water over my face as we swim across it. I started feeling something for this thing, and the only thing I can call it at this moment in time is Old One. Old One always knew what to do to figure out a solution. When we set up Cape for the night, I really didn't want to go over these rocks, and I swear I wasn't going to. I remember when Spear and I had an adventure a while back, and he had me led up a similar hill like this with rocks on the face. And I tumbled down these rocks, a landslide was caused, and I almost broke my face open. I did not want to experience it again. I vehemently told Spear, nope, we're gonna have to find another way in. But Old One got me my favorite snacks, and I didn't even realize what was happening until I was on the top of the cliff. That was very irresponsible, Old One, I would think to myself. But I'm just happy that Old One figured it out and helped me to get over my fear. I don't ever understand what Old One and Spear are talking about, but the fact that they can talk to each other seemingly so well, it must mean that they're probably species removed, or, like I said before, an old member of his species. And that would explain how it lost all its hair. What was very evident is the bright pattern on the back of its head. In the morning, we're rudely awakened by some of the same creatures that we met in the pit when I almost died. After almost losing my life, I've had it up to here with these types of creatures. They all smell like stinkier versions of Spear. And after we hear the cry of our newest member, I know it's war. I don't know what the deal is with these things, but it's clear that they took our new friend. We chase after them, killing them and stomping them and tearing their guts out. When we reach closer to the shore, there's a haunting revelation. There's another predator who has gotten to them before we did, and as we stand looking at very small longtooths with fluffy stuff on the end of them, it's clear that there are other predators out here just as vicious as we are, and they have our friend. As we run to the shore, it's too late. I look across the shore expecting to see something akin to the monster that tried to attack me in the water earlier, but we don't. What we see is something I've never seen before, and I can't really make out what it is. In the setting sun, it looks like some kind of bug with one large wing attached to it on the top and 6 legs that seem to flap like wings but are used to propel it through the water. When I hear the sadness and the noise that comes out of Spear's mouth, I understand what must be done. He sadly calls out a sound, Mira. He calls louder and louder, and somehow I understand that is the name of the creature. Nobody goes across the large, salty water, but there was that huge insect thing that clearly had no problem. I look over and see the longing look on Spear's face, and an anger takes over him. There's no question. We need to rescue our friend.